This is a simple guide on using an Odd Eyes Magician deck for Yu-Gi-Oh! So here we have one of the cards from the Master of Pendulum structure deck. If I focus in there, so I've got an Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. So level 7 Synchro monster. So you need to get the tuner and the non-tuner monster out, and you'll be doing that using the pendulum monster that's coming up soon. This is the other Odd Eyes dragon here. It's an Xyz, and this is probably what you want to be aiming for eventually when you get your level 7 monsters out by pendulum summoning them. So as you can see here, you can special summon an Odd Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard if you use its ability to negate an attack. And these are some of the essential pendulum monsters that you'll need. So Dragon Pulse Magician here, pretty useful. Got the scale at 1 here, and you got an ability to discard a pendulum monster, and you can destroy a face-up monster. So that's pretty useful. DRAGONPIT Magician, also useful. It's got a scale of 8, and instead of destroying a monster, you can destroy a spell or trap card by discarding a pendulum monster. But you need to have a magician card in the other pendulum zone. NOBLEDRAGON Magician, also a very useful card. As you can see there, you can get this card back by targeting a level 7 Odd Eyes monster, level 7 or higher, reducing its level by 3. So that's pretty useful. Oath Dragon Magician, pretty essential. It's got a low scale there of 2, so you can get a lot of monsters out by pendulum summoning. And also you can add a magician or Odd Eyes pendulum monster from your extra deck. So that's pretty useful. Also, its attack's pretty high, so you can certainly do a lot of punishment with that card. Wisdom Eye Magician, also an essential card for this deck. You can see there. You can destroy this card to add a Magician Pendulum monster from your deck to replace this in the pendulum zone. So it's pretty good if you're searching for a particular scale or a particular effect. For example, if you want to get Dragon Pulse or DRAGONPIT Magician. PERFORMAPAL Skull Cravat Joker, it's pretty useful. Scale of 8 there. And you can see at the bottom, if you normal summon this, you can add a PERFORMAPAL Magician, Pendulum, or an Odd Eyes monster from your deck to your hand. Stargaze Magician, Time Gazer Magician, you don't really need for this Odd Eyes Magician deck. I thought I'd just show you anyway, since they've included in the Master of Pendulum structure deck. Now this card's also essential, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I'll just focus on that again. So you can double its battle damage that it deals. When it's battling a monster. So you can see this ability there in the pendulum zone. Can reduce the battle damage. Destroying this card, you can add a pendulum monster. 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. So, pretty good there. Also note from these cards, Otherwise Pendulum Dragon is a level 7, which you'll need for your XC summon. And also, Noble Dragon Magician is a tuner. So you can use this for your synchro material. And you can get this back when you pendulum summon. The rest of these cards, well, you can take PERFORMAPALs, in particular PERFORMAPAL Trump Witch, if you're using fusion summons. So it gives you a bit of variation there. You can add polymerization to your deck if you tribute this card. And you can use this as a fusion summon, just using the materials that you control. So it can act as a polymerization. One thing, it's probably good to have maybe 1 or 2 level 7 monsters for your Ixie summon. So this is just a simple monster there, Chaos Hunter, yeah, not that bad. Fuse with Dragon, the dual mode beast. Yeah, it's not too bad to have. You can get out a level 7 monster with this by halving its attack and defense. So it's not that bad. The rest of these from the structure deck, well, you don't really need them, to be honest. You might want a few tuners just in case, but it's up to you really. This card here is the fusion summon Untitled Pendulum Dragon. As you can see there, requires an Authorized Pendulum Dragon and a spellcaster. It's quite powerful. It gets its ability. If the spellcaster is level 4 or lower, you can attack twice. If the spellcaster was 5 or higher, you can attack 3 times. Well, 3 monsters. As for the spells, well, you don't need that many. Sky Iris, pretty useful. So your Magician PERFORMAPAL Odd-Eyes cards in the Pendulum Zones can't be targeted by opponent's card effects. Even better, you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it to add an Odd-Eyes card from your deck. Pendulum Core, very useful as well. You can add 2 Magician Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck. Pendulum Shift, also useful. If you don't have the right scale, you can change the number from between 1 and 10. So any number from 1 to 10. The rest of these you don't really need. Summoner's Art might be useful, getting a level 5 or higher monster from your deck, especially if it's an Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon in particular. Mystical Space Typhoon, yeah, you might need one or two of those. And the rest of these spells you probably don't need. Maybe Polymerization if you're running a few fusion summons. As for the traps, to start off with, Pendulum back, it's not too bad. You can get 2 cards back with level in between your pendulum scales. Powerful Rebirth, not really needed that much. Torrential Tribute is probably half decent. Can destroy all monsters on the field when a monster is summoned, but you can get most of your pendulum monsters back anyway. Well, you can get all your pendulum monsters back if they're destroyed. So honorable mention, it's probably a good idea to get a Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, and you can probably find a few other Odd Eyes type cards. You can probably also find, although it's quite rare, it's the Mist Valley Apex Avian, which you can use to negate a card's effects and destroy it, but it's sent back to your hand. But using the Pendulum Summon you can get it back again. Well, there you have it.